Okay, I'll put you down in a short time. We're waiting for Mike to get the live stream going. He's going to let me know. We'll start tonight. Okay, Celebrities, Larry. Talk to you tomorrow night on the net. Case on GCR. Okay, thank you very much. Mike, sounds good. Good evening, everybody. It's 8 o'clock. And welcome to the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford. My name is Jim. My call is K9RFD. I'm located in Freeport. I'll be your host this evening. The purpose of having this net is what the name implies, to have fun. That's what this hobby of amateur radio is all about, in addition to providing emergency communications if when situation warrants. A secondary purpose of this net is to provide an on-air being placed to all amateur radio operators. Everybody's welcome to check in. You do not have to be a member of any club, organization, group, or association to participate in this net. All you need is a valid FCC license. This net meets each and every Friday evening at 8 p.m. This repeater is a PL 114.8 plus all of that. You need to have that programmed in the radio in order to have access to the repeater. Mike, K9MED in Rochelle is live streaming this net for future, if you want to listen to the net later on, and he's also recording this for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Okay. Let me reset. Okay, this is the Friday, August 16, 2024 edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. Those of you who are listening, if you want to check the net on the internet, contact Mike, K9MED, checking on the internet. He will relay your internet checking to me via the radio. Also, if you're on the stick, if you can hear the repeater but you can't get to it due to conditions, you're too far away from it, or you don't have internet or phone access, you can give me a call on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline, area code 815-232-FN-FM, 2323636, the local Freeport number. I'll take your check-in over the phone, but try to check it on the radio first, if at all possible. Okay. First, we're going to take short time on mobile check-ins. If you can't stay for the net, you got something else going on. If you're watching a Friday night SmackDown or your favorite TV show, you can't stay for the net, well, go ahead and check in short time. Let's see. Yeah, I got to remember to put down K9KGT. Okay, we also had an early check-in, Brad, AH2I. So, okay, like I said, we'll take your short time on mobile stations, and if you have traffic, we'll do your traffic right away. After that, we'll do general check-ins. Let me reset. Okay, this being the third Friday of the month, we're going to start with Oscar through Tango. This is we've been doing it differently for a while. I hope you all like this. If you like this new check-in format, let me know. If not, we can always go back to the old way. So, but I kind of like this myself. This is the old Wednesday evening SWAT net check-in format before we went to the roll call segment a few years ago. But anyway, we're looking for Oscar through Tango. My call is K9GCR. Looking for the G after the 9. Then after Oscar through Tango, we'll go through uniform to Zulu. Then Alpha through Golf and Hotel through the Nancy. Then we'll take any other check-ins. Okay, at this time, do we have any short time on mobile station live check-in? Please go now.
KD9HKX, Larry and Roscoe. No traffic, short time.
AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe, short time, no traffic.
AC9JZ, Mike in Rockford, no traffic.
Okay, here's what I got down. Well, first of all, I got the AH2I short, early check-in. K9KGT, short time. KD9HK as Larry and Roscoe. AC9NW. AC9NW. Got you checked in. And K9KZT. I'm talking and writing at the same time, as you probably noticed. I got all three of you checked in, guys. Thank you for checking in. Have a good evening. Do we have any more short-time remote stations? Want to check in? Please go now.
AC9JZ, Alpha Charlie 92N to Mike in Rockford, no traffic.
Okay, I got you checked in, Mike. You know what? I meant to write down your call, but I wrote down K9KZT, and that's twice I checked them in. AC9JZ. Okay, I've got you checked in, Mike. Thanks for checking in. Any more short time on low stage you want to check in? Please call now.
KC9QPO, Paul Losper. Short time 73. Be clear.
K9QPO. Okay, Paul and Los Park, we got you checked in. 73. Have a good evening. Okay. Do we have any more stations? Short time or mobile would like to check in. Please call now. Okay, now we're going to go with the regular check-ins. This is the third Friday of the month, so we'll start with the third segment. Oscar through Tango. My call is case on GCR. We're looking for the G after the 9. Oscar through Tango. Please call now.
KC9GCR, W9AXD Matt in Rockford.
Norm in Hartfordville, Wisconsin.
Okay, I've got two stations checked in. W9AXD Matt in Rockford, I've got you checked in. Are you short time, or are you going to stay for the net?
Call it medium time. I'm not short time, but I don't know if I'm going to make the whole round here. So if you get to me and I don't answer, I've had to hang it up.
Okay, Mike, you're already checked in. Thanks. 73. Have a good evening if I don't hear from you again. And Norm, K9RGG in Ormerville. I've got you checked in. This is a formal net. We are not formal, so we're not. I'm not going to worry about anybody checks in out turn seeking or anything like that. We're not. We don't operate that way. Okay. Any more stations? Oscar through Tango. Please go now. Okay, let's move on. Let's see. Uniform through Zulu, U through Z. Please call now.
KD9YBG, Dale, no traffic.
K9ZIP, Joe in Janesville, no traffic.
Okay, I've got two stations checked in. KD9YBG, Dale and Robert, have got you checked in. I'll get back to you a few minutes roundtable. And K9ZIP, Joe in Janesville. I've got you checked in. We'll get back to you in a few minutes for the roundtable. Thanks for checking in. Any more stations? Uniform through Zulu, like to check in. Please call now. Okay, no more stations, uniform through Zulu. We'll go through Alpha through Golf. A through Alpha through Golf. Please call now.
November 9 Echo, Golf, Foxtrot. N9EGF, Kevin in Roscoe, no traffic. Medium time 2, Jimmy, please.
Okay, KD9EGF, Kevin and Roscoe have got you checked in. Median time, I understand. Hey, don't worry about it. You're checked in. That's the important thing. If I get back to you, if you answer fine and not, that's fine. You're checked in. Okay, thanks for checking in, Kevin. Any stations, Alpha through Golf, please call now.
Kilowatt Echo 9 Norway checking in.
KD9N, Kurt and Roscoe. Okay, Kurt, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you a few minutes around there. Thanks for checking in. Any more stations? Alpha through Golf, please call now. Okay, no more stations, Alpha through Golf. Let's go to the last segment here. Hotel through November. H through N, please call now. Okay, Mike, I got you checked in. Go ahead with that other check-in. Okay, sounds good. You do what you got to do, and I'll call for you later on in a few minutes then. Thanks for checking in. Any more stations? Hotel through November. Please call now.
KD9MED.
K9MED. Carrie in Rockford, the Duke of Digital DX. Okay, Carrie, I've got you checked in. We'll get back to you in a few minutes for the roundtable. That's the 39 repeater ID, and I forgot to turn this. Let me turn this other radio off here. Okay, that was the 39 ID going off. Okay, I got you checked in. Carrie, I'll get back to you a few minutes roundtable. Any stations? Hotels in November, please call now. Okay, any stations from anywhere in the alphabet? Alpha through Zulu, please call now. All right. Okay. The topic tonight, I wasn't going to have a topic, but after listening to Ab's Radio Newsline last night on Chad's Rock County Roundtable Net, we're going to talk about shortwave listening. I don't know how many of you people listen to shortwave or not, but that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. What was your favorite station you listen to now? What was your favorite station you listened to back in the day? Did you listen to Radio Havana, Cuba, VOA, BBC, Radio Moscow, Radio RSA, the Voice of South Africa, HCJB? That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. All right, Matt, W9AXD. I know you're trying to get into the shortwave listening. What is going on with you?
KC9 GCR W3MBX. Yeah, not much. Just kind of fading away here a little bit. But that shortwave radio, you and I talked about it a little bit the other day, and I don't really know anything about it. When I was a kid, my cousin had this thing, and we monkeyed around with it. And actually, at the time, I didn't really have much interest in it other than something to do. So I really don't know anything about it, and I mean, I know what it is, but haven't really done anything with it back to now.
Okay, sounds good. The guy who can really help you out is on here right now, KD9MED. If you want to ask, if you want to get a hold of Kerry, he'd be very happy to help you out.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, maybe I'll shoot him an email sometime. Back to now.
Okay, sounds good. I'll get back to him in a few minutes here. Thanks. Okay, Matt. Hey, thanks for checking in. Oh, okay. K9RFD Norman Roosevelt. Have you listened to any shortwave broadcast, or aren't you into that sort of thing?
KC9GCR, KC9RGG. Yeah, Jim, I got started in this kind of way back in the 1950s. As a shortwave listener, I bought a night kit called a Space Spanner. 3-tube radio. I assembled it and I put up my own antenna. And I listened to stations from all over the world, and I got really enthusiastic about this. And I always wanted to become a radio amateur, but I never did until just a few years ago when I said, I've got to do this before I kick off of this planet. So I got my technician and then my general license, and I'm still a shortwave listener, and I enjoy listening to, back in the day I was Voice of America, Radio Moscow, and later on it was the Netherlands Antilles. So those were good times, Jim.
Yes, they were. I got my first shortwave radio as a late birthday present back in 1969 for my 21st birthday. I was originally wanting to listen to the police communication, but I ended up listening more to the shortwave broadcast. That was definitely fun to listen to. Oh, yeah. I listened to it for several years. Okay, Norm, I know you got to hit the hay. So I want to say thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. We'll definitely talk to you next Friday night.
Sounds good, Jim. And as you know, it's dark out and the chickens have gone to bed. And as you know, I go to bed with the chickens. So, KC9GCR, KC9RGG, and I'll be hitting the sack.
Okay, Norman. Good night. Celery. Talk to you next Friday night. All right. K9YBG Dale. I don't know if you've ever listened to a shortwave broadcast or not, but if you do, did you have a favorite station you listen to or used to listen to or what?
KD9YBG. Yeah, I listened to shortwave. Probably started about 1996. Listening to shortwave, and yeah, I listened to like BBC, and we had radio like Romania and Russia, and I would hear like Australia and New Zealand. A little bit sometimes you'd get Bolivia or something in South America. Then a lot of those stations were kind of going off the air, because they just, I don't know, because of computers and internet and stuff. And I was kind of liking to hear that that radio. I think you said New Zealand was going to come back on the air. Yeah, so I'll have to check that out on the ICOM 7300 and see how it goes. KD9YBG, back to net.
Okay, sounds good. In case those of you who don't know, Chad, W9AXD has his Rock County Roundtable net every Thursday evening at 8 p.m. on his repeater, 440.950. 123.0 miles off. They did today's edition of the Amateur Radio Newsline. On our swap net, we get the version from the previous Friday. But Chad broadcast it. Radio New Zealand is going to be installing a 100 kilowatt transmitter. From what I understand, it's going to be both analog and digital. They're trying to restore shortwave service, at least to the Pacific. They say there's only two countries that broadcast shortwave to the Pacific: New Zealand and let's see, I think Australia and China. But that's what they're going to be doing. They say in the event of any storms or anything like that, shortwave signals are the only signals that can get through in case of the bad weather, storms, or what have you. Okay. Thanks for checking in there, Dale. We'll get back to you in a few minutes. K9ZIP, Joe in Janesville. I don't know if you've ever listened to a shortwave broadcast or not, but what's going on with you?
This is K9ZIP. Good evening, Jimmy and everyone. When I was a kid, this would be back in the 70s. I was a kid up through the 70s, up through the 90s and even 2000s, but this would have been in the 70s. I built a Radio Shack sold these P-Box kits, Science Fair P-Box kits. They had one that was a shortwave radio. Me and my dad put it together. I was in early grade school, and I would sit up in the attic. We had a bunch of copper wire run as an antenna, and my favorite station I would listen to on there was Radio Moscow. I just remember the propaganda. I knew they were a bunch of communists and everything, but it was fun to listen to, and they had this guy with a deep voice on there going, in the winter we have motorcycle races on the ice. When the motorcycle tires have big spikes on them, it is really exciting. I just love stories like that from Radio Moscow. I don't think they're around anymore. I don't know. I haven't checked, but yeah, it was fun times. Other than that, I don't do much shortwave listening nowadays. I have occasionally tune around just to see what I can hear, but not as much out there. I just remember a cheap little kit back then, all kinds of stations. Most weren't English, though, so I'd mostly listen to the propaganda stations that were aimed at the United States in English from other countries. K9ZIP, back to net.
Okay, sounds good. I think they're still on there, but they're the voice of Russia now. So that's about it. I haven't heard any. It's been a long time since I heard a shortwave broadcast. So okay, sounds good. Okay, Joe. Thank you for checking in. N9EGF, Kevin and Roscoe. I don't know if you've listened to any shortwave broadcasts or not, but what do you say?
KC9GCR and 9EGF. No, I didn't really do much shortwave listening at all. I heard Joe talk about the Radio Shack stuff, and I had some of those science fair kits and would build stuff with that, but didn't really get into any shortwave listening at all. So don't really have too much expertise at that. Although I did many years ago, I was able to tour the shortwave station on the island of Bonaire, and went through that one time when I was visiting there, and that was pretty cool, pretty impressive when they were still up and running. And I heard somebody say they were listening to the Antilles radio, which would have been probably coming from Bonaire. So anyway, that's about all I got. Jimmy, back to you, sir. Thanks for the net. KC9GCR and 9EGF.
You're welcome, Kevin. Thank you for checking in. That was probably Trans World Radio. That was all religious station. Of course, Radio Netherlands also had a relay station on Bonaire too. That might have been what you heard. Okay, hey, Kevin, thanks for checking in. Don't be a stranger. We were loving having you. KE9N, Kurt, what's going on with you? I don't know. I'm sure you probably listened to shortwave broadcasts back in the day. What do you say?
KC9GCR, KE9N. Not much is going on with me. I've been busy a little bit working on a car, and I've been busy getting some stuff ready for the Belvedere Ham Fest that's coming up in September. And I've just been busy around the ham shack, so it seems like I got plenty of things to occupy my time. As far as shortwave listening, I didn't do a lot of that, Jimmy. I really just, I don't know, up to a certain point, just really hadn't gotten bit by the bug of that. But I did end up buying, gosh, I can't remember where it was really, but I did buy a shortwave radio, and I kind of got started a little bit with it. But of course, then I wanted to get a little more involved with ham radio, so I wasn't a big shortwave listener. I did do a little bit of it, but I kind of preferred to talk on the radio. Anyhow, back to you, Jimmy. Kilowatt Echo 9 Norway.
Okay, Kurt, sounds good. Sounds good. I don't know if D and K9FLO will get on there later tonight or not. We'll see what happens. But I know you'll be around there. You'll be listening for a while. Thanks for checking in, Kurt. Mike, KD9MED. I'm sure you probably listened to a lot of shortwave broadcasts back in your day. What do you say? KD9MED, Mike, are you still there? Okay, maybe I had to step away from the radio. I'll get back to him in a few minutes. Here's the guy who knows all the ins and outs about shortwave broadcasting. Terry, KD9MED. You can tell us about the station you usually listen to back in your younger days or what have you.
This is KD9MED. Thanks, Jimmy. Good evening, everybody. Well, that's very, very high praise, undeserved. I started listening to everything back in the 1960s. I listened to shortwave and AM broadcast band, FM broadcast band. Just anytime I heard a signal, I wanted to figure out, you know, what's the call sign, what is it, where is it coming from? And today, my listening goes all the way up past 1 gigahertz. It's astonishing how many different modes and frequencies of radio signals that we've got all around us now. Brief reset. And a lot of them are still in the clear. A lot of them are still not encrypted, not decoded, or not encoded. So a lot of them you can interpret. There's, I mean, literally over 100 different modes of stuff, different modes. Fax, pagers, aircraft communications, both VHF and HF, aircraft email systems, satellites. I mean, there's just so much stuff to listen to. Brief reset. When I'm just listening, not operating as an amateur, but just listening, I use a piece of software called GQRX, which makes it easy for me to identify the type of signal it is and to bookmark it. I bookmark everything I hear with whatever information I know about it. And I haven't put my bookmarks up on Facebook for you guys. I don't know, it's been a year or two since I put up my list, so that's up to 1,100 entries now. So you'll find something to listen to in there. KD9MED.
Okay, sounds good. I hope Matt, W9AXD is still listening. I'm sure he said he'll probably send you an email and he get you all different information. But he's kind of wondering. He said he was kind of wondering on these radios, on these HF receivers, these transmitters that we use. He was kind of wondering if he can still listen to the shortwave broadcast. I said, I'm probably sure you can. You just had to do some tuning around there.
Yeah, there's plenty of shortwave stations that I've listened to here in Rockford, but all I'm using is an end-fed half-wave that resonates on the ham bands, and it doesn't resonate anyplace else. So I'm a little bit handicapped by that, but I'm sure I've got probably several dozen shortwave broadcast stations bookmarked. Brief reset. There's a website that you want to check out. It's called short-wave.info. Short-wave.info is where you'll go to look up the shortwave stations that you hear. You just type in the frequency that you hear them on, and then it'll show you the daily schedule for that frequency and who it is that you're hearing, where they come from. A lot of the so-called foreign shortwave is actually broadcast from a place in Florida, you know, here in the United States. I guess they pipe it in over the internet and then rebroadcast it here. KD9MED.
Okay, Kerry, thanks for giving us all that information about it. Hopefully hopefully Matt, W9AXD is listening. He's got all that information down there. I'm going to get back to him if he's still on there anyway for the second roundtable there. Okay, Matt. Kerry, thanks for checking in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes for your DX report there. Okay, that concludes my list. Are there any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. Well, okay, we'll go ahead with the second roundtable then. W9AXD, Matt, are you still listening?
KC9GCR, W9AXD, yes I am, and I got that information, and thank you very much. I was actually on that website earlier today, kind of poking around on my radio with it.
That's good. Hopefully you'll find a lot of stations. You enjoy listening to some of those. In the tropics, some of those frequencies, I think that they're allocated for shortwave broadcasts are actually used by in the tropical regions there for like their shortwave or what have you. So that's pretty good there. Hopefully you'll pick up a lot of stuff. Okay. Anything else going on, Matt?
W9AXD, no, not much. I think this will be my 73 round here. I fading, so I'm going to have to hit the hay here pretty quick.
Hey, Matt, thanks for checking in. You have a good evening. We'll be able to catch you tomorrow night on the Saturday evening RagTuneNet. Thanks for checking in, Mike. Matt, I should say. All right. Gail, KD9YBG, what else is going on with you?
Well, I'm still working on my countertops. I'm doing some sanding, and it's going to take a little while to get that going. Other than that, just kind of taking care of the garden, and I was glad that we got some rain today. So that's probably about it. KD9YBG, back to net.
Okay, sounds good. Dale, 73, you have a good evening, and maybe we'll catch you tomorrow night on the Saturday evening RagTune. I don't know who'll be in that control. I believe it'll be Larry, K9KZT. We'll see what happens. K9ZIP, Joe, what else is going on with you?
This is K9ZIP. Oh, not much. I was out doing parks on the air today. Activated 2 parks, actually state wildlife areas. The bands were good for a while, and they crashed. Had two interesting contacts, though. I had a guy in France contact me while I was out in the field, and this is the second time he's hunted me. Other time was about a month and a half ago. And a gentleman in Switzerland also contacted me, and he was doing summits on the air. So he was on a summit mountaintop someplace. So that was fun. Made it pretty interesting. That's it. That's all I got right now. K9ZIP. Back to you, Jimmy.
Okay, sounds good. I'll put you down as on the Friday Night Fun Net contest/DX report. That'll be your DX report. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, you hear any more of that stuff, you let us know. You have a good evening, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. N9EGF. Kevin, are you still with us? What else is going on with you? Okay, I guess he's gone. KD9N, Kurt, anything else you'd like to bring for the net?
I can't think of anything, Jimmy, so I'm going to say 7-3. I'm not going to hang around too awful long. I'm a little tired. But thanks a lot for picking me up. Good afternoon or evening to everyone on the net. It's good to hear everyone. KC9GCR, KE9N, and I'll be clear.
Okay, Kurt, sounds good. If Dean happens to get on there later on during the net, I'll let him know he had to hit the sack there. So, okay, thanks for checking in, Kurt. Okay, KD9MED, Mike, what else would you like to bring before the net? Okay, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. I don't have any traffic except the cruise night here in downtown Freeport last Saturday. Was nothing to write home about. It's not they changed the route, and I'll tell you what, a lot of people weren't happy. They didn't keep it downtown because the crowd was all over the city and what have you. The prices for the food vendors, I wasn't crazy about them. All I bought was a can of pop and a cruise night T-shirt, but that was about it. But the car show was great, and I did get walking home on the cruise route. I saw all the different cars go by, but that was about it. Okay, let's before we go ahead with our regular features, any more stations would like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. Okay, let's go ahead with the Friday Night Fun Net Ted Corner. What kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? Are you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier? What kind of radio do you want to buy? Base, mobile, all mode, APRS, GMRS, FT8, DMR? If you have any technical questions you'd like to bring before the net, if you do, please bring them before the net, and we'll see if we can answer them for you. Anybody have any technical questions they'd like to bring before the net? Okay. Well, let's go ahead with the Friday Night Fun Net contest / DX corner. Did you make any DX contacts this week? No, I didn't. But let's see if anybody else. Anybody have any DX reports they'd like to pass along? Other than let's see, who was it? Oh yeah, Joe K9RFD Joe. That's right, yeah. So anybody else make any DX reports?
K9ZIP.
Yeah, Joe, go ahead.
Yeah, in addition to the two I mentioned before, those were today. Earlier this week, something interesting happened. Thursday morning, 4:30, I had to get up at 2:30 to run an errand, for Pete's sakes. And I didn't go back to bed when I got back from that. At 4:30, I turned on the radio, and I've been teaching myself Morse code, CW, and I made my first overseas CW contact, guy in Australia. That was VK4TJ. I think his name was John Kirk, on 20 meters. So I was pretty excited about that. Later on in the day, though, because I got up so early, I was running out of steam, and I was going to get back on the radio, try to do more, but didn't. So those were my three DXs for the week. K9ZIP, back to you, Jimmy.
That's great. That is great there. Thank you very much. Yeah, the ARRL has the CW sessions every night. I believe it's in the lower portions of the 40-meter band there. Anybody wants it, if you're interested, that's where it's at. Joe, thanks for that DX report.
My pleasure, Jimmy.
Okay, anybody else have any DX reports you'd like to pass along? K9MED Carey, did you make any DX reports?
This is KD9MED. Congratulations to Joe on the first overseas DX contact. That's got to be a great thrill. Let's see. I got a leftover from last week, Jimmy. Last week I forgot to mention the big one that got away, which was KG6JDX in Guam on 20 meters. And just like with Joe, that was a morning. I was working before dawn. An hour before dawn or so is a great time to get to work DX from the Pacific Rim. Australia, New Zealand, the South Pacific Islands, Indonesia. When you're Japan, gobs and gobs of Japan. Okay, this week not so lucky for me. Monday we had a G4 geomagnetic storm, pretty big storm. And it looked on Tuesday like it was pretty much subsided, so I got on the air for an hour and 20 minutes. Brief reset. However, I wasn't getting spotted by anybody outside the United States for some reason. I could hear the overseas stations, but I was getting very few spots from overseas. So I focused on working strong United States stations, and I worked 18 of them in an hour and a half. I could tell you about, I'll just pick one at random and tell you about a brief reset. Captain Darren in Florida, call sign N4VFR, was a radio man in the Navy for 24 years. Then he got out of that and switched to being a commercial pilot. And I worked him on 20 meters. And if you go to his QRZ page, you'll see he's got a couple of stations, and he's also got a YouTube channel that he runs. That's it, KD9MED.
Okay, Kerry. Thank you very much for that great DX report there. You're going to have your good days, your bad days alike. But remember more of the good days than you do the bad days. Okay. Anybody have any questions for Kerry, references DX report? Okay. Does anybody else have any DX reports you'd like to pass along at this time? That reminds me. Tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m., you're able to tune in to 7.227 megahertz, 40 meters, lower sideband. The Illinois Civil Defense Agency, or IEMA, I prefer to call it by its old name. But anyway, the IEMA is going to be conducting some kind of a test. It'll take place at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow morning, and it'll run until 11:15 a.m. Again, it's on 7.227 megahertz, 40 meters lower sideband. They'll be broadcasting, I believe, you know what, I would, just a minute. Let me, I gotta find the check-in list for the Skywarn net yesterday. We'll find it. But, okay. Oh boy, if I can find it here. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Let me check. I gotta check my Stevenson County Aries check-in list. I'll find it. Sorry about that, folks. That's the way it goes. We'll find it. I'll find it. Oh yeah, I have it written down. Saturday, August 17th at 10:30 a.m. November Charlie 9 India Lima NC9IL. They'll be transmitting on 7.227 megahertz, on the 40 meters lower sideband. They'll be transmitting from the Illinois IEMA region, IEMA office in Springfield. I don't know what kind of a test they're going to be conducting, but I'm going to see if I can pick them up. If you're not doing anything tomorrow morning, tune in to 7.227 megahertz, 20 meters, 40 meters, I should say, 40 meters, lower sideband, and see if we can pick them up. Okay. You see, that's what happens. We got, I don't know how many different pieces of paper laying around the desk and what have you. Okay. Okay. Now let's go ahead with the swap net. All empty bulk order trailer must be related to hobbies of rapid radio or computers. All empty bulk order trailer must be the property for possession of the person who wants to get rid of stuff. May mention prices over the air, but any haggling should take place either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial business of any kind is allowed. If anybody have any swap net traffic, you'd like to pass along. This is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net and the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford. Transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central in Freeport. Do we have any more stations you want to check in? You're just coming home to the Friday Night Fish Fry, Steak Fry, grocery shopping, or the show. You've just turned the radio on, or you've been copying the mail for the last 50 minutes. This is your chance to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Remember, we're in the region without traffic. Please call K9GCR.
KC9GCR, AI9R.
AI9R, good evening, Tom. What's going on with you?
Nothing much. I'm just sitting here. Nothing else to do. But I have a question for you. When's the Hamfest?
Okay, the Belvedere Hamfest, that's coming up on, I think it's, I'm going to say about 4 weeks from this coming Sunday. Sunday is September 22nd.
It's going to be on a Sunday? Okay. I'm going to try and make it for that.
Okay, I'm going to try to make it for that too. I got to get a ride. Excuse me. I've got to get somebody to come pick me up. I'm planning on being there.
Yeah, Roger. Okay, well, I'll see you over there. And just go ahead and check me in. I think I'm going to go to bed. I'm kind of tired, and I'm by myself here now.
Yes, I'm sorry to hear about your loss. You have my deepest sympathy. Okay, hey, thanks for checking in. You're checked in. That's the important thing. You go hit the sack. We'll talk to you down the long again. K9GCR, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net.
Okay, Jimmy. 7-3s. Have a great day. AI9R.
You too. 8 more stations want to check the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now. Alrighty. Now we're going to do some Friday Night Fun Net trivia. This is where I read the questions from ARRL's Tech and the general Q&A books. I do not have the new extra Q&A book. I'll probably pick that up when I'm at Belvedere. If they sell any books this year, they didn't sell any last year. But we have a lot of people who listen to this net who are not ham radio operators. They're trying to get into this hobby, or else they listen for the enjoyment of it. But since they can't listen to police communications anymore, unless they have a very expensive digital scanner with a Starcom or what have you. So, okay. First question, I'm trying to avoid reading the same question. So bear with me here. I don't want to sound repetitious. So, okay. All right, here, what's going on here? I read that one. All right. Okay. I haven't read this question in a while. What types of amateur stations can automatically retransmit the signals of other amateur stations? A. Auxiliary, beacon, or earth stations. B. Earth, repeater, or space stations. C. Beacon, repeater, or space stations. D. Repeater, auxiliary, or space stations. What types of amateur stations can automatically retransmit the signals of other amateur stations? A. Auxiliary, beacon, or earth stations. B. Earth, repeater, or space stations. C. Beacon, repeater, or space stations. D. Repeater, auxiliary, or space stations. Anybody correct answer this question? Last station trying to check in, unable to copy, got nothing but noise. You might want to increase your power or change location. I'm sorry, I cannot copy you at all. Let's try that. Like I said, increase your power or change your location. Scott in Monroe, K9YI, if that's you, you might want to go to the input or whatever. Okay, we're gonna try it one more time, then we're gonna move on. Other station, try to come back. All right. What types of amateur stations can automatically retransmit the signals of other amateur stations? Correct answer is D. Stand by hotline. This is K9GCR to Friday Night Fun at K9RFD Repeater in Rockford. That was Tom, John, KC9DDF and Nelson. He tried to get on the repeater, but I'm going to put it on he checked on the hotline. KC9DDF. HL for hotline checking. Did you hear that phone ring, folks? That's a real telephone ring, not that phony baloney cell phone ring. All right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and read the answer. of amateur stations can automatically retransmit the signals of other amateur stations? The correct answer is D, Delta, repeater, auxiliary, or space stations. 97.113D. Retransmitting the signals of another station is generally prohibited, except when you are relaying messages or digital data from another station. Some types of stations, repeaters, auxiliary station, and space station, in parentheses, are allowed to automatically retransmit signals on different frequencies or channels. And radio license manual, page 8-11. All right, I'm not reading that again. Like I said, people, I'm trying to avoid reading the same questions every week. We already know that one, so we'll skip that one. Okay. I read that one too. Okay. What antenna polarization is normally used for long-distance CW and SSB contacts on the VHF and UHF bands? A, right-hand circular. B, left-hand circular. C, horizontal. D, vertical. What antenna polarization is normally used for long-distance CW and SSB contacts on the VHF and UHF bands? A, right-hand circular. B, left-hand circular. C, horizontal. D, vertical. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
Kilowatt Echo 9 Norway.
Go ahead, Kurt.
I'm going to say horizontal polarization.
You are correct, Kurt. You are correct. What antenna polarization is normally used for long-distance CW and SSB contact on the VHF and UHF bands? Correct answer is C, Charlie. Horizontal. Horizontal polarization is preferred for weak signal contacts because it results in lower ground losses when the wave reflects from or travels along the ground. Ham radio license manual, page 4-15. Okay, I haven't read this question in a while. What type of propagation is responsible for allowing over-the-horizon VHF and UHF communications to ranges of approximately 300 miles on a regular basis? A, tropospheric ducting. B, D-region refraction. C, F2 region refraction. D, Faraday rotation. What type of propagation is responsible for allowing over-the-horizon VHF and UHF communications to ranges of approximately 300 miles on a regular basis? A, tropospheric ducting. B, D-region refraction. C, F2 region refraction. D, Faraday rotation. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
Tropospheric ducting.
You are correct, Mike. You are correct. What type of propagation is responsible for allowing over-the-horizon VHF and UHF communications to ranges of approximately 300 miles on a regular basis? Correct answer is A, alpha, tropospheric ducting. Tropospheric ducting is regularly used by amateurs to make VHF and UHF contacts that would otherwise be impossible by line-of-sight propagation. Ham radio license manual, page 4-1. Contact, go ahead.
Jimmy, this is Tom again. Do you know, did anybody tell you that N9CCE, he died?
No, I did not hear that.
weeks ago.
Oh my God! I am sorry to hear that. I never knew him. I don't even remember if I ever talked to him. But I am sure sorry to hear that.
Yeah, we're all going to miss him. But he was pretty sick there, so he's better off now, I guess.
Yeah, unfortunate. Okay, hey, well, I'm sure the funeral has already been held, or what have you, but I'll tell you what, why don't you give us a rundown of if that person, that individual, that name or what have you. We'll do a moment of silence here.
I'm not sure. I heard about it yesterday on the net myself, so I'm not sure how or when, but I know it was about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, something like that. But he was in the nursing home, and he wasn't doing very well, I guess. He was pretty sick, so he died. So he's up there in the big beyond with Bonnie now.
Yeah, he's at that ham radio station in the sky too. Okay, thanks for that. Thanks for that information, there, Tom. I'm sure sorry to hear that. Anybody have any information about the passing of N9CCE? Okay, thanks, Tom. If we get any more information or what have you, somebody can let us know, and we'll do a moment of silence, a 1 minute all keys down moment of silence, and then the last call is on, or maybe next week or whenever. Sure. Thanks for that information, Tom. We're sure sorry to hear about that sad news. Thank you.
K9R.
Okay, was somebody else trying to get in there? Come back. Oh, I may have talked to that station. Might have been many years ago, but that was sure. You. That's it. You don't hear from. You go for several years without hearing anybody's call, and you kind of forget about that. That's the way it goes. So, okay. We'll continue with Friday Night Fun Net Trivia. All right. Which of the following controls could be used if the voice pitch of a single sideband signal returning to your CQ call seems too high or low? A, the AGC or limiter. B, the bandwidth selection. C, the tone squelch. D, the RIT or clarifier. Which of the following controls could be used if the voice pitch of a single sideband signal returning to your CQ call seems too high or too low? A, the AGC or limiter. B, the bandwidth selection. C, the tone squelch. D, the RIT or clarifier. Anybody have a correct answer to this question? Okay, which of the following controls could be used if the voice pitch of a single sideband signal returning to your CQ call seems too high or low? Correct answer is D, delta, the RIT or clarifier. Receiver incremental tuning, or RIT or RIT, is a fine-tuning control used for SSB or CW operation. RIT allows the operator to adjust the receiver frequency without changing the transmitter frequency. This allows you to tune in a station that is slightly off frequency or to adjust the pitch of an operator's voice that seems too high or low. Ham Radio License Manual, page 5-9. I'll find some more questions here. I'm trying to be careful not to read the same questions every week. Here's one I don't think I've read for a while. In which type of circuit is DC current the same through all components? A, series, B, parallel, C, resonant, D, branch. In which type of circuit is DC current the same through all components? A, series, B, parallel, C, resonant, D, branch. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
Kilowatt Echo 9 Norway.
Yeah, go ahead, Kurt.
I'm gonna say a series circuit.
You are correct, Kurt. You are correct. In which type of circuit is DC current the same through all components? Correct answer is A alpha, series. If two or more components, such as light bulbs, are connected in a circuit so that the same current must flow through all of them, that is a series circuit. It refers to another question, so we won't worry about that one. All right. Oh, I read that one. I'm not going to read that one again. Okay. What is a disadvantage of air core coaxial cable when compared to foam or solid dielectric types? A, it has more loss per foot. B, it cannot be used for VHF or UHF antennas. C, it requires special techniques to prevent moisture in the cable. D, it cannot be used at below freezing temperatures. I think I read this one. Oh, well. What is the disadvantage of air core coaxial cable when compared to foam or solid dielectric types? A, it has more loss per foot. B, it cannot be used for VHF or UHF antennas. C, it requires special techniques to prevent moisture in the cable. D, it cannot be used at below freezing temperatures. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
KD9EPZ.
Good evening, Al. Go ahead.
I'm trying to remember. I think I was going to say C. Whichever one is talking about the moisture getting in the dielectric.
Okay, apparently you're just tuning in the net, but you are correct. You are correct. What is a disadvantage of air core coaxial cable when compared to foam or solid dielectric types? The correct answer is C, Charlie. It requires special technique to prevent moisture in the cable. Connectors that can seal the coax core must be used with extra attention paid to waterproofing. Another technique is to pressurize the cable. Ham radio license manual, page 4-17. Okay, Al, hey, let me check you in here. What's going on with you? We're talking about the topic tonight was shortwave listening. I was kind of wondering, did you listen to shortwave radio? I'm sure back in the day. What were some of your favorite stations you used to listen to?
Well, probably one of my favorite ones was Radio Netherlands. So I enjoyed them, and I used to enjoy HCJB in Quito, Ecuador. Those are probably the two I enjoyed. And yeah, my first shortwave receiver was from a article in Popular Electronics, and I don't remember when it was. It was sometime in the late 50s, I believe. But it was to build a multi-band crystal radio that would have interchangeable coils to put them on shortwave bands. I built one of them, and then from that, I listened to enough to get interested. And, I built a Night Kit Star Roamer 5-tube, you know, big radio.
Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. So, okay, that's for sure. The shortwave, my first shortwave radio was the Powerhouse Emergency Radio. I forget who made that. I bought that from my mother bought that from the Gambles store when the Gambles was still in operation. Well, here in Freeport, back in my late present for my 21st birthday back in 1969. It was a 7-band radio. I listened mostly so I could hear the police communications on the high and low band, but I got to listen more to the shortwave broadcast than I did the police communications. That was very interesting. Now, of course, I got my other radio. I got two of them. I got the Realistic DX 440, which I bought back in 1991, and I got the just a minute. What was that radio I bought last year? If I can find it here, one moment, please. It's here somewhere. Oh yeah, Satellite 750 by Grundig. I've yet to try any of the shortwave broadcast the frequencies there, but that's definitely good radio. Okay, Al. Hey, did you get any rain down there? I know southeastern Ogle County was put under a severe thunderstorm warning earlier this evening. Did you get any rain down there?
Oh yeah, by the buckets for about a half an hour. So it didn't last long, but it dumped a bunch.
Okay, sounds good. I turned my ICOM IC2300H radio on to switch to 147165. There was not any kind of a net going on at that time because I monitored for quite some time. No net at all.
I noticed that too. There wasn't anything going on there, but it didn't last that long, and there was no, like trees falling down or anything from it. So it didn't come through that fast. I think they're saying it was coming through 30 miles an hour. It just dropped a lot of rain in a very short time.
Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Okay, there was also an article in the Gazette newspaper. I get that every week. That serves up Pecatonica, Durand, Seward, and Winnebago. My family is originally from the right out Pecatonica area. There's an article about the derecho that went through here. Well, it was actually that was on July 15th. Had the derecho go through this area. Of course, in that 4 years ago, of course, we know that the big one that went through here. But there was an article about the derecho that went through here last month. Okay, Al, hey, thanks for checking in. I might get back to you later on. Are there any more stations who'd like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KC9GCR, K9FLO.
K9FLO. Good evening, Dean. I don't know if Kurt is still listening or not. I'm going to ask you this quick question. Then I'll see if you can get a hold of Kurt there. We're talking about shortwave radio listening. Did you listen to any shortwave radio back in the day?
Yes, I did. I got into that pretty good. My friend we lived over on the west side of Rockford, his dad worked at Mitchell Radio and Appliance, and there on West State Street, and he would have come in old console radios. Remember the big old wooden ones, all tube, of course. And he got his son and myself one over the time, and anyway, we had those set up an antenna at our houses, and so yes, it would pick up all the foreign broadcasts and all that, and the big thing was listen to the weird sounds that was on there, and yeah, that was fun. It was used to at nighttime, boy, just listen to that, and not so much the stations as much as the weird noises. You know, was it a flying saucer noise or stuff like that? So had a good old time with that, Jimmy. KC9GCR, K9FLO.
Oh yeah, I remember listening to those weird noises too. That's for sure. That was great. Okay, I would let you go. Kurt KD9MED, are you still on the air? KD9MED, K9GCR, are you still on the air, Kurt? Okay, I guess not, Dean. He said he was kind of getting tired, so he said he was going to go and knock off earlier and hit the sack. But okay, I thought maybe by chance he'd still be on there.
Well, if all else, Jimmy, I can run down the street here and go and pound on his door.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, other than that, what else is going on with you?
Oh, not much. Haven't checked in much this summer, but wanted to get down before the summer is over. And that's probably the big thing is summer's coming to an end. Not real happy about that, but it is part of that routine. After all these years, we have to put up with it. Let's see, what do we got? Did go to the Boone County Fair this year. Enjoyed that. It was kind of nice not to have it real hot, so that was good. And we got a Ham Fest coming up at the end of September, and looking forward to that. What else happening here? That's a lot for the old radio world. Kind of looking forward to the fest. I got a whole couple boxes worth of stuff to unload, pass on to other fine operators, and that's it there, Jimmy, KC9GCR, K9FLO.
Okay, sounds good. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun, K9RFD Repeater in Rockford. Yeah, I went to Stevenson County Fair last month. That was about it. Now, the Peck Fair is underway this week. That'll run till Sunday night.
Yeah, I think it is a Sunday. Yeah, that's right, Sunday. Yeah. Now that I think is, I don't know when that starts. Does it start on a Wednesday? It goes from Wednesday to Sunday. And now the Boone starts, I think, Monday. They really have got their long at Boone, but it's such a madhouse of people there. But it's always fun to go to. Of course, we have to go there on Senior Day so we can get the benefits of going in free to other good type stuff. I think they still do that at Winnebago. They used to have that. I think it was on a Wednesday, the first day of the fair. And that was always kind of nice. But anyway, so that's it there, Jimmy. Go ahead.
Okay, sounds good there, Kurt. Yeah, that fair did start on Wednesday. And I think all the TV stations where they're Channel 13 where they're broadcasting, that they broadcast at all the fairs. So the 1723. That's nice. That's nice to see. I haven't been to that Winnebago County Fair ever since I was a kid. We used to go there a few times, but that was about it.
Well, we really didn't go to the Winnebago Fair when I was younger, even though we lived on the west side of Rockford. The one we'd usually, let me think. I I guess we did. But my parents, they had other stuff always going on, so they weren't able to take us. And so it'd always be one of those rides with another family and stuff like that. But yeah, that was always fun. Always enjoyed the goodies and the rides and things like that. But that's probably all changing now. Actually, it's just because we're just getting old there, Jimmy. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's for sure. I was just mentioning during the day, we had our annual cruise night last weekend. It wasn't anything to write home about as far as I'm concerned. They changed the route, and whether they should have stayed in downtown or not. They didn't have any live bands or anything like that. It was just canned music. The car show was good, but when I walked home, I went through part of the cruise route and got to see some of the cars go by. But I said, yeah. Hey, I don't know if I'm even going to go next year or not. We'll see what happens. Dean, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to say 7-3, have a good evening. I don't know how many more people. It's getting kind of a slow nut tonight anyway. You're checking number 19. So I'm going to say 7-3, have a good evening. Hopefully we'll talk to you next week. But K9GCR recording final. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net.
All right, Jimmy, take care. 7-3s. And talking to you later. And don't forget to get over there to that best ice cream place there in Freeport at least once this summer. KC9GCR, K9FLO will be clear.
Thanks, Dean. I was there, in fact, this summer. Actually, when we had that swamp meet and social at Camp Winnebago in May, the weekend before Memorial Day, Matt, the W9AXD brought me. We stopped there at Union Dairy. Oh yeah, that was great. And they even served Union Dairy ice cream out at the Stevenson County Fair. They served that every year there. Okay, 7-3, Dean. Talk to you later. K9GCR recorder. Okay, do we have any more stations who'd like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Unable to copy. Last station. Try that again. You might want to increase your power. Try that one more time. Scott and Monroe, KC9YI, is that you trying to check in? Tell you what, give me a call on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline, area code 815-232-FN2323636. I'll take your checking over the phone, but I'm not able to copy you on the radio at all. Let's try one more time. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
WX9RLT.
WX9RLT. Good evening, Ricky. What's going on with you?
Good evening, Jimmy and everybody on the net. Not too much going on here, just kind of kicking back and, well, got to enjoy some of the beautiful weather before the storms hit, so it was nice to hear some pretty good lightning, coming through, or pretty good thunder. You can't hear lightning come through earlier, so, but yeah, just kind of kicking back. And did you say the Winnebago Fair is active this week?
Yes, it is. Ricky, it started this past Wednesday. It'll run through this coming Sunday night.
Ah, right on. Yeah, the family went over to Boone County, and they had a good time. And so I missed it, and it'd be kind of cool to maybe bring them over there. So, didn't know that. It's that time of year, so also looking forward to that Handfest coming up. So, all right, Jimmy, I'll send it back to you. Not too much going on here, so I'll send it back to you, Jimmy. WX9RLT.
sounds good. We're on the topic tonight. We're talking about shortwave listening. I don't know if you ever listen to any shortwave stations or not. We had a lot of interesting comments about that.
Oh, long story short, you know, I listened to it when I had my HF radio rig hooked up, and I was able to listen to really good shortwave that way. There is a radio, I can't think of what it was, what it's called off the top of my head. It's like an Elon 750 or something like that. It's a shortwave radio that I want to get. And, but to put a long story short, I have listened to it. I just haven't listened to it recently, and I would like to, because there's a lot of interesting stuff down that way. Now, with that being said, there's a lot of uncensored news down that way too. So, and you know, unbiased is the best way to put it. And you know, you hear a lot of stuff that you normally wouldn't hear in America. And you know, and then the Coast to Coast AM is also broadcast on a few of those down there too. So, but yeah, long story short, if I could, I would be listening to that a lot.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Yes. Well, I'll tell you what. Chad, W9AXD has his Rock County roundtable, and that every Thursday evening at 8 p.m. It's on his repeater now. It's no longer on Simplex. It's 440.950 PL 123.0 plus offset. That repeater is located in Janesville. He was doing the today's edition of Amateur Radio Newsline. There was an article. There was a segment that Radio New Zealand is going to be they're going to be installing a 100 kilowatt transmitter. It's going to be both in analog and digital. They're going to be broadcasting to the Pacific. And they say that the shortwave radio signals are the only ones that can get through any storms or what have you without any problems. The only station that broadcasts to the Pacific now, I think, will be Australia or New Zealand or China. But they're going to put it on the air sometime next year.
Ah, nice. And I was sitting there thinking, holy cow, that's a lot of power. I think if you're not able to hear that even on a basic antenna, man, you know, that's quite a bit of power. But that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I think that one radio that I wanted to get was Eton 750, I think it was called. It's supposed to be one of the better ones. And then every time I went to go buy it, it was always out of stock. And then they raised the price on it like ridiculously high. And they want like, I don't know, quite a bit for it now. And I just said, well, that ain't going to happen. So I'd like to get my HF back up so then I can do two birds with one stone, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. So, all right, Jimmy, I'm going to send it back to you and let you get some more check-ins there. Much appreciated for having me.
Okay, sounds good. Now, last year, I bought a Grundig satellite SATELLIT 750. It's the same as that Eton 150. I was told, I bought that from HRO Milwaukee. They only had 2 of them left, and that radio was actually refurbished. Yeah, it has Eton. Yeah, looking at the owner's manual. You might want to give them a call and find out for sure. Maybe they might still have them. By chance, they might still have them.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I don't have the money. I kind of had to pay off some traffic tickets, and, well, if I didn't have to pay off those traffic tickets, I probably could have bought a couple of them. But I was stupid, and I deserved it, so kind of my fun money went out the door for a while. So, but yeah, it'd be kind of nice, to, have one and kind of kick back and listen. Shortwave, is something good to listen to. I know a a lot of people at one time did not listen to it. They listened to it for a while, and then it was kind of like a phase, and then I got into it when a lot of people weren't, and then after I got back out of it when I wasn't able to, it really picked up again. So, and it sounds like, you know, a lot more is picking up on it. So I hope so, because I'd like to get back down there.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. I'm sure there are different, you know, you can, on your HF rigs, I think if you tune around, you can pick up some shortwave stations. In fact, on 40 meters, there's still some shortwave broadcasters that have not yet left the band. And, you know, many years ago, that was, before we took that over, that was an international shortwave band. But you might see, like, go to 31 meters, 19 meters, 15 meters, and what have you. You might still pick up a lot of stations there on your HF rig.
Yeah, I got a offset dipole inverted B that I use for the antenna, and I don't have any other antenna for it at the moment, and I'm not able to put that up. So as much I'd like to, because man, even if I had like even just like you know, a vertical or something like, you know, along that line, you know, just another antenna where I could do. I'm just not able to do that one at the moment because the whole setup, that tree's coming down pretty soon. Everybody tells me I'm nuts, but some insects got up in there and decided to do some stuff to it, and I don't trust the tree whatsoever, so I got to find an alternative. And like I said, my fund money went out the door, so I don't see it happening anytime soon. So it's good to hear. A lot of people are still listening to it, though, and like I said, it's coming back and, you know, quite active, and there's a lot of stuff to listen to down there. So.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. I used to listen to Radio Havana, Cuba when I first got my first shortwave radio back in '69 when I was 21 years old. They used to listen to a lot of that Cuban music. You know, I think a lot of it was out of the 1940s. That was kind of big band music, 1940s style. That's what it sounded like back then.
Oh, right on. Hey, wasn't there like a Russian or a Cuba Russian numbers, some kind of weird numbers were being broadcast down there at one time, or was that up on HF? I thought that was on shortwave.
Oh, I don't know. That could have been. I don't know. Well, there was several years ago. There was the Russian woodpecker. I don't know if you ever heard of that or not.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking of. I think it's still active or something like that, similar to that. It's supposed to be still active. But yeah, I think that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. And then I used to listen to a lot of those stations back on Radio Moscow. I think it's Radio, the Voice of Russia now. Then let's see, Radio Havana, Cuba, VOA, BBC. They still broadcast on shortwave. Let's see, Radio Deutsche Welle, Radio Netherlands International, and let's see, HCJB from Quito, Ecuador, South America. They used to give the time 10:38 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dot, 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 dot. I don't know, but oh yeah, those stations were definitely fun to listen to.
Well, you know, the thing I'd like to listen to is the news, and you know, man, you know, all the turmoil that's going on over there. You know, we're pretty heavily censored, to put a long story short, here in America, and to hear it coming from somebody else, and, you know, their point, and it's kind of good to hear it that way. And, you know, there's something down there. I don't know if they still do it or not, but it was kind of like the old style where they would play like a movie, and then the movie would sit there and be broadcast across the airwaves, but it was like I don't know, like a TV show type of thing. And you know, hold on, sorry about that. And I would lay in bed and listen to those, and those things would put me to sleep at night pretty quickly. But it was the whole point. Those things are pretty cool to listen to at nighttime and whatnot. So definitely a variety. Even a few times I've heard some sports and a lot of Bible stuff down that way too. So, all right, Jimmy, I'm gonna jump to the side here for a bit, so I know I've warmed that baby up.
That's okay. I think everybody's checked in who's going to check in anyway. That's what a lot of people like about this net. There's a reg, net, swap net, tech net, or whatever. That's why a lot of people like. If you get a chance, I don't know how late you stay up, but you listen to it. 8901. Let's see. Well, 89.5. Let's see. WNIJ. Here in Freeport, it's WNIE. 89.1. But in your area, it's 89.5. Starting at 12 midnight, they have BBC programming. You get the news and everything like that. That runs till 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, right on. WX9RLT. Hey, Jimmy, I got a quick question. There's a show that, I listen to online. It's called Coast to Coast AM. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's been around for quite some time. They used to play it on AM stations here local. Now, I haven't heard it any time here recently. Is there any stations local that play that Coast to Coast AM? Do you know?
That I couldn't tell you. I was thinking. Now, I'm just saying this off my head. Why don't you try WROK? They might broadcast that. They carry a lot of national talk shows or what have you. You might want to see that if they carry that.
Well, actually, it's funny you mentioned that because at one time they did, and that's where I would listen to, where I would listen to it. Did I time that baby out?
K9GCR, yeah. The ID, as soon as the ID stopped, the repeater timed out. But you were saying you used to listen to that show on the WROK. You said they used to carry it.
I did not mean to time that baby out. Sorry about that. WX9RLT to ID. Yeah, long story short, WROK used to run it, and then something happened, and now they don't. But, it'd be worth a shot reaching out to them and say, hey, can you do it again? But, worst case, I can get a shortwave radio and listen to it that way. All right, Jimmy, I know I said it a few times here, so I'm really going to jump to the side now. So, WX9RLT.
Sounds good, Ricky. Yeah, you might want to look on your internet. They might tell you where the stations are at, or I'm sure they probably carry that show online. Ricky, thank you for checking in. You have a good evening. We'll talk to you later. 73 K9GCR, we clear. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net.
Well, thank you for having me, Jimmy. WX9RLT.
Okay, do we have any more stations who'd like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. K7. Let's go on. KC9YI, Scott Monroe. Okay, I've got you. Go ahead, Scott.
Real good. Jimmy, there was somebody else too trying to get in right before I did. I didn't quite catch his call time, but anyway, we're just checking in.
Okay, sounds good. I'm having a time trying to hear that other station. if anybody can get a relay for me, I would appreciate that. That other station, come on back, please. Did anybody copy that station?
I was able to copy Kilo Charlie 7 Papa, but I'm not sure on the accuracy.
Let's try that one more time. Kilo Charlie 7 Papa, and what are the last two letters of your call? Did you copy that?
Sierra Lima Lima.
Okay, this is what I got. Kilo Charlie 7 Sierra Lima Lima. Come on back. Did you copy that? I'm having a hard time trying to pick them out.
Yeah, he's dropping out right there. Every letter that I'm not able to get, he's dropping out. So, yeah, he's like right there, but just breaking up a little bit.
Okay, well, this is the way I got written down. Kilo Charlie 7 Sierra Lima Lima. I'm sorry, station, I'm definitely sorry about that. Conditions are not favorable tonight. So, I don't know what to tell you. This repeater does not have EchoLink that I'm aware of. So let's try it one more time. If not, we'll just try another time. I got the Sierra Lima Lima, and there's a Kilo Charlie 7. Did you copy that, Ricky?
I got the Kilo 7, and I want to say it's Kilo 7.
Kilo 7, Sierra Lima Lima, QSL? Okay, QSL, Kilo 7, Sierra Lima Lima. What is your QTH? Where are you located at? Ricky, did you copy that?
Negative. I'm going to look him up on QRZ, though. He's making the repeater, but, you know, like you said, the conditions aren't the best.
He's probably too far out. Kilo 7, Sierra Lima Lima. Welcome to the Friday Night Fun Net. This net meets each and every Friday evening at 8 p.m. on this repeater. You're more than welcome to check in. Hopefully if the conditions are favorable some Friday night, you'll be able to check in. We won't have to do this. So, okay. Hey, thank you for checking in.
W9AXD.
Sorry about that. It's too noisy. Hey, thank you for checking in. I've got you checked in. 7-3. Have a good evening. Hopefully we'll talk to you again when conditions are more favorable.
WX9RLD.
Go ahead, Ricky.
If I got the call sign correct, that dude is making the repeater from a long ways away, and the band might be open. Where he's located at, according to QRZ, is Linden, Illinois. Lyndon, and it's a small village. It's like southwest of Sterling. I mean, he is making that trip and then some, so I'm surprised we were even to hear him on that repeater.
Oh, yeah, I know where Linden, Illinois is. I've never been down there, but yeah, down in Whiteside County by the Provincetown. Oh, yeah, I know where that's at. It's southwestern Whiteside County. Kilo 7, Sierra Lima. Thank you for checking in, 733. Hopefully we'll talk to you again when conditions are more favorable. Thanks, Ricky. I'm gonna call that a successful contact anyway. So we got him checked in. That's the important thing. Do we have any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. Oh, wait a minute. That's right. Scott, K9YI in Monroe. What's going on with you? Sounds good, Scott. The topic tonight, we were talking about shortwave radio listening. I'm sure you listened to quite a few shortwave stations back in your day there.
Oh, yeah, I love to listen to the short. That kind of started out that way when I was young teenager.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, Scott, I'm going to let you go here. We'll catch you on the Green County Net this coming Sunday night. I know you'll be net control. So you have a good evening. We'll talk to you later. 73 K9 G Sharp. Gardner final, and thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net.
Okay, real good, Jim. Yeah, I was when you guys were talking about radio in Cuba, we used to have Radio Vietnam, wasn't it? The propaganda that they used to broadcast out of Havana. Anyway, back in the Vietnam War, and so I remember that coming in awfully good, and of course Radio Navajo retransmission their station in Bonaire. Yeah, that was a lot of fun listening to all that stuff. I started out with a transmission radio from SBN, multi-band radio. Hooked up to a big box, but a lot of stuff on that before I actually got my hammer. So, anyway, with that, we're back to next. K9GCR is K9YI.
Southern Scott, have a good evening. Enjoy your weekend. I'll talk to you Sunday night. Any more stations wishing to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please go now. Okay, if somebody else trying to get in there, I'm not able to copy. Let's try that again. Negative, I'm not able to copy you at all. You might want to increase your power or change your location. Okay, I think we're going to move on here. This concludes Friday Night Fun Trivia for this week. We'll do it again next week. So, okay. First off, I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Central Facebook page. Ricky W9AXD, Brad AH2I, or Justin K9FDO are in charge of that. You want to sign up for it? Contact one of these three individuals. They'll get you taken care of. Just follow. Punch in your call, sign, follow instructions, you're in business. And Mike K9MED will post to this net as soon as we get done here. And you can listen to it, or you can listen to last week's net, or all the other nets that we've recorded. It's a Friday Night Fun Net every night of the week. Every night is Friday night with the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. Friday Night Fun Net, all day, every day, all night, every night. Say it's 3 in the morning, you can't sleep. I'm going to turn on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. Maybe that'll put me to sleep. If that doesn't put you to sleep, I don't know what will. You'll see pertinent information about the net. You'll see updated pictures of my ham shack. You'll even see weather information. All the different stuff that's on there. So if you want, I think we had over 168 stations or something sign up for it. I'm not sure. That was a while back. So, you want to sign up for the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page, contact Brad AH2I, Ricky WX9RLT, or Justin K9FDO, and one of them will get you signed up. That's what I'll tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline. Area code 815-232-FNFN, 232-3636. The local Freeport number. We had one station checking on the hotline. It's K9DDF, John and Elgin. I'll tell you what. If you heard that phone ring earlier, that's a real telephone ring, not that phony baloney cell phone ring. Also, you've seen pictures of on the Facebook page. It's a traditional wreck, desktop touchstone telephone. All right, that's about it. Any more stations would like to check in? Please call now. All right, I want to thank Dan, N9DCH, and the members of the trustee of this repeater, the members of the 195 group, for allowing us to use this repeater to host a Friday Night Fun Net. I'm going to run down the stations we've checked in so far. Myself, K9GCR, net control. AH2I, Brad, EB, early bird checking. K9KCT, K9HKX, H9NW, Mike, and H9NW, Tom Roscoe, H9JZ, K9QPL, W3MBX, K9RGG, KD9YBG, K9ZIP, N9EGF, KD9N, KD9MED. Live streaming this net recorded on the Facebook page. KD9MEP, Carrie, the Duke of Digital DX, AI9R, Tom, K9DDF, John Elgin, texting on the hotline, K9EPG, Al, K9FLO, Dean, WX9RLT, Ricky, K9YI, and last but certainly not least, let's see, KS7, SLL, wait a minute, I hope I got that right. Oh, he's checked in here. We're down in Linden, Illinois. Listen, how many check-ins I had? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 on-air, 22 regular check-ins. Well, wait, that's right. Make that 21. Brad checked in as early bird. That's right. So that's the count. 21 on-air check-ins and 1 early bird check-ins, a grand total of 22 check-ins. Any more stations you want to check in, please call now. Okay, at this time, I'm going to do the amateur's code. 1, the amateur is considerate. He never knowingly uses the air in such a way as to lessen the pleasures of others. 2, the amateur is loyal. He offers his loyalty, encouragement, and his support to his fellow radio amateurs, his local club, and to the American Radio Relay League to which amateur radio is represented. 3, the amateur is progressive. He keeps his station abreast of science. It is well-built and efficient. His operating practice is above reproach. 4, the amateur is friendly. So lone patient sending when requested. A friendly advice and counsel to the beginner. Kindly assistance, cooperation, and consideration for the interests of others. These are marks of the amateur spirit. 5, the amateur is balanced. This is important, by the way. The amateur is balanced. Radio is his hobby. He never allows to interfere with any of his duties he owes his home, his job, his school, and his community. And finally, 6, the amateur is patriotic. His knowledge and his station are always ready for the service of his country and his community. That's the amateur's code. As Tony K9RFD, our EC here in Stevenson County, says, something to live by not only on the radio but throughout life itself. Okay, do we have any more stations? I'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net before we start winding this baby down. Please call now.
Good evening, Jimmy. W9JTC, late check-in.
W9JTC, good evening, Jamie. What's going on with you?
Good evening, Jimmy. Not a whole lot to speak of. Got a few errands done today, and you had that little deluge of rain. It didn't do a whole lot, but it came down hard for about 10 minutes and quit. But we got some much-needed rain in the area, so I hope tomorrow we don't get much. I think we're going to taking a trip with my grandson and my daughter and son-in-law. We're going to go to a zoo tomorrow up in Madison. So hopefully the weather agrees and we can and make a good trip out of it. So, but I didn't want to forget about you, Jimmy. I knew it was Friday night, and I said looked at the clock and it was almost 10, and I said, I better check in and say good evening and you have a wonderful weekend, sir. Back to you, and thanks for being there, Jimmy. W9JTC.
Okay, sounds good, Jamie. The topic tonight was about shortwave listening. I don't know if you ever listened to shortwave radio or not. If you did, what were your favorite stations?
Oh, yeah, I did do some shortwave listening when I was younger, when I was a young child. We had a little Zenith shortwave radio, and we used to hook it up to the TV antenna on the house, at my parents' house, if you could believe that. But they used to listen to the BBC in London, Voice of America. There was a whole bunch of them, but those were the two that stuck out. It was really interesting. And then we dialed through, and you could hear some of the ham traffic on some of the low bands. That was kind of neat to listen to. I guess it kind of got me an early start, an early bug, so to speak, in radio. So, anyway, that's my story, sir. Back to you.
Oh, sounds good. Probably one of those transoceanic radios. Yeah, they were good ones, that's for sure. Okay, Tone, Jamie, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. Talk to you down the hall.
Okay, Jimmy, 73s, and everybody have a wonderful weekend. W9JTC, we're clear.
This is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transferring for Friday Night Fun Net Central in Freeport. It is now 10 p.m. curfew time. Parents, you know where your children are at. Lockdown, lockdown. Winnebago County Jail is now going into lockdown. Terry, K9MED was telling me he used to listen to the county jail frequencies on his scanner. Every night, at this time, dispatch radios all corrections officers. Lockdown, lights out, time for the jailbirds to go to bed. Nighty-night, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. any more stations you want to check in, please call now. Okay, at this time, I'm going to do my honorary check-ins. Oh, good. I don't have to worry about Max. He checked. Yeah, about Matt. He checked in. All right, let's see. K9RFD Tony, REC here in Stevenson County. HC honorary check-in N9TAB. Okay. HC honorary check-in Tracy. That's Tony's better app. I was told they were a cruise night last week. And Justin, K9FE. Oh, I haven't heard from him since last Friday night. HC honorary check-in. Wait a minute. And one of the best guys in the whole world. He does check-in every Friday night, but he listens every Friday night. Richard, N9ZO. HC honorary check-in. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and check in Dave, N9DLB. Lives here in Freeport, about a mile east of me. Knows a beautiful downtown Freeport. HC honorary check-in. KD9LOA. Brandon, HC honorary check-in. KD9OVJ. John McConnell, HC honorary check-in. N9WSQ, HC honorary check-in, okay. Oh, okay. I want to check in Corey KD9ZTZ, HC honorary check-in. Got check-in number 32. Okay. 32 check-ins so far, that ain't bad. Okay. Any more stations you'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now.
Hey Jimmy, Mike here, KD9MED. I'm going to pop in here real quick. I got a couple internet check-ins for you.
Go ahead.
Alright, yep, excuse my absence, but here we go. Greg Palmer, Whiskey Golf, Niner Golf.
Okay, I got him. Usually he checks on the radio. I think he checked on the internet another time, too. Okay, go ahead with the other one.
Alright, Casey Kirchner, Kilo Charlie Niner, India Hotel. Kilo Charlie Niner, India Hotel. I got one more for you.
Oh, yeah, Casey usually checks into the night watch net out of Chicago. Go ahead.
I think a couple live streams back we had a guy, he didn't have a license, but he was from Ben-Hur Trucking somewhere way out west. Anyways, he stopped by on the internet and said Ben-Hur Trucking 73s, sure enough. So maybe he's working on getting his license there or something, but I'm pretty sure he's way out west somewhere where he can't even get into our repeater.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike. I'm not going to check him in. I just be on the safe side. We only want licensed hams on here. Anybody else, if they're welcome to check in, take a test and get your ham radio license. But we're just going to take licensed hams only. But thank you anyway.
All right, copy that, Jimmy.
Well, is there another one, or is that it?
No, that's it for now, Jimmy.
Okay, and you know what? Oh. KF9SD. I'm going to put him down as honorary check-in. I forgot to put him. Funny, he didn't check in tonight. All right, I'm gonna check in one more. Robert, K9ICH. Robert, HC honor check. Okay, that'll do it for the honorary check-ins tonight. 36 check-ins overall. Okay, let me give you a quick rundown of all the other nets we have in the area. Right now, the Night Watch net is currently underway on 443.750 in Chicago. If you cannot pick up that repeater, switch over to 440.950 in Janesville. That's Chad's repeater, W9AXD. You can pick it up there. Don't forget the Saturday evening ride tune net tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. on this repeater. I don't know who will be net control. And the Belvedere net, that 147.375 repeater still is not on the air. At the current time, that net is being held on 442.825 repeater in Belvedere, PL 114.8 plus offset. I'm sorry to say, I cannot get into that repeater, and I can pick it up off and on with that said. So we got the Greene County net on the Sunday evening at 7:30 p.m. With Scott K9YI. That's on 145.110 repeater, and the Sterling net takes place on 146.850 repeater. That's at 8 p.m. Monday evening we got the Rah info net on this repeater. Larry K9KZQ will be net control. I did the net last week. And see, we got the Lee County net at 8 p.m. on the 146.970 repeater in Dixon. Then at 8:30 p.m. we got the Kishwaukee Hams Radio Club net on 146.730 repeater in DeKalb. Tuesday evening, you got the Tuesday evening net on this repeater at 7 p.m. with the Larry AC9GO. This is your net control. Also at the same time, well, I shouldn't say that. There was no net held on the Janesville repeater at 9 o'clock. But the Rock County net is usually held on 145.450 repeater. And you got the Ogle County, the Hams net. It's on, let me reset. You got the Ogle County Hams net on 147.165 repeater in Oregon. If they have time, they'll have a brief simplex net on 146.595. Then they'll switch back to the repeater for the 9 o'clock Aries Racing net. 7 p.m. on Wednesday, you got the Steve County Aries net with yours truly, K9GCR on 147.390 repeater here in Freeport. At the same time, you got the Wednesday evening chat net held on this repeater. Then at 7:30 p.m., you got the Greater Boy Nav Radio Club net on 147.120 repeater. Then at 8 p.m., we have the Swamp net, Wednesday evening Swamp net here in Freeport on 147.390 repeater. And don't forget, 7 p.m. on this repeater, we got the weekly Winnebago County Skywarn net, training net. I was net control yesterday. At 8 p.m., we got the Rock County Roundtable net on 440.950 repeater in Janesville. Then on HF, you got the Senile net. That's held every day, Monday through Friday, from 1400 to 1500 hours Zulu, or 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. local time. On the 14.287 megahertz, 20 meters upper sideband. Now you're all caught up to date in your local nets. Support your local net control operators, your local nets, your local repeaters. If you're a member of any ham radio club, by all means support your local clubs. have any more stations, want to check the Friday Night Fun Net, please go now. Okay, I want to thank everybody for checking into this net. It was a great net tonight talking about shortwave radio. I wasn't even going to have a topic this week, but after listening to Amp Radio Newsline broadcast last night, I decided we're going to... I think it's been a few years since I have a topic about shortwave listening, but that's great. Okay. Okay. Okay, sure you tell your mothers, your fathers, and sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, your in-laws, your neighbors across the street, down the street, next door. Sure you tell your butcher, your baker, your candlestick maker. Sure you tell the clerk behind the checkout counter of your grocery store. Sure you tell the clerk behind the counter of your convenience store. Sure you tell your waiters, your waitresses, and your bartenders at your friendly neighborhood bars, restaurants, taverns, or pubs. Sure you tell, okay. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the counter your local post office when you buy your stamps or envelopes. Sure you tell your bank cashier or teller when you go to cash a check or withdraw money from your local bank. Be sure you tell your waiters, your waitresses, and your bartenders, your friendly neighborhood bars, restaurants, taverns, or pubs. Sure you tell your priests, your ministers, your rabbis, your mullahs, your ayatollahs, or your imams. Be sure you tell your news car dealer, your used car dealer, your graduate. Okay. Tell your members of your local PTA or PTO. Sure you tell your probation officer, your parole officer, your divorce lawyer. Sure you tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your ex-husbands, your ex-wives, your ex-in-laws, and of course your old ladies about the Friday Night Fun Net. More checking the Bear Net. Make sure you have valid FCC license before you check in. Sorry, folks, we don't take check-ins from jailbirds, jammers, potty mouths, crackheads, dopeheads, potheads, telemarketers. If you take an east in the clubhouse or clench your fists when the national anthem is being played, we don't take your check-ins. If you don't back the blue, we don't take your check-ins. That's all there is to it. And you know what? I got to check in Chad. W9AXD. I told him if he didn't check in, I told him last night if he didn't check in, I would put him down as a non-early check. Same for his wife. KD9MED. Erica, his better half. HC non-early check-in. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed the Friday Night Fun as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. So we had the count stands at 38 check-ins overall. It was a great net. And with that, this is the last call. For any stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net from anywhere in the region or without traffic, please call K9GCR. Last call for Ratchet Jaw.
You want one more check-in, Jimmy? KC9BK.
Kilo Charlie 9, Bravo, the Charlie.
Kilo Charlie 9, Bravo, Kilo.
Okay, I got you checked in. What's going on with you?
We're working a bunch, but tomorrow's a day off, so we're going to go out and buy some stuff to finish up and maybe finish that tower before I get snow on the ground.
Oh boy, I hear you. The topic on the net tonight, we were talking about shortwave radio, shortwave listening. Have you ever listened to any shortwave broadcasts or not?
Oh yes, years ago I used to do it quite a bit, listen to BBC and so on and so forth. Had a couple of Radio Shack receivers. I still have a Kenwood receiver, general coverage. And
Yeah, we did quite a bit of that. Listened to a lot of stuff, a lot of places.
Sounds good. That's great. That's great. Okay, listen. Thanks for checking in, and good luck with that tower project. You have a good evening. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net.
Hey, Jimmy, have a good night. KC9BK, clear 73.
Last call from any stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. With route traffic, please call K9GCR. Last call for Ratchet Jaw. There will be no further business. Everybody's checked in who's going to check in. This concludes the Friday Night Fun Night for Friday, August 16, 2024, with an unofficial count of 39 check-ins overall. I'm now going to close. Have a good evening. Enjoy your weekend. I'm going to say 73. I'm now going to close down this Friday, August 16, 2024 edition of Friday Night Fun Night. Return the repeater to the frequency normal amateur radio use at 10:19 p.m. Central Daylight Time, 3 hours 19 minutes Zulu time, with a total of 39 check-ins overall. 73's everybody. Have a good evening. This is the case on G-Shire. Wishing you all very pleasant. Good night. 73. K9MED, K9MED, case on G-Shire.
KD9MED.
Go ahead and post it, Mike. 2 hour 19 minute net, 39 check-ins overall, unofficial count.
All right, Jimmy, we'll get it posted here as soon as we shut her down.
Brother Mike, thanks for everything you do. We'll talk to you next Friday night. See you on G-Shire with Clark and Ike.
All right, 7-3 there, Jimmy. KD9MED clear as well.